The Yamaha FZ6, everybody, welcome back to another video on what is perhaps one of the most underappreciated motorcycles of all time. This bike is absolutely wicked, but today we're going to be discussing, well, is riding in the rain really as bad as they say? Let's jump on and let's find out. One of the reasons I've got my glasses in my hand here is because this is perhaps one of the biggest drawbacks to riding in the rain. You're going to get everything steaming up. Your visor, your glasses, if you wear glasses like me. So yeah, that's perhaps one of the most frustrating aspects of riding in the rain. But you do get a lot of fair weather riders, exclusive fair weather riders, and well, why? Why is that the case? Today it has been raining most of the day. It's not been the most intensive rain that we've had this year, but it is raining nonetheless. And I mean, to be honest with you, riding in the rain isn't too different to riding in dry conditions, you know, in perfect conditions. And I mean, I just so happen to be riding during rush hour here. It's just gone 5 o'clock. So we are going to be hitting quite a lot of traffic today. God, I don't like it when trucks come out slowly like that. But yeah, so riding in the rain isn't that bad for me. I do like to have my sun visor down like this because it helps with kind of like the visor steaming up. If I have my visor down like this, then yeah, the full visor, I do get quite a lot of condensation building up on my glasses and what have you, so I do tend to keep them open, and they can obscure your vision, you guys, alright? Condensation is no joke, and it can be really dangerous if you don't find ways of sorting it out. But usually if you haven't got a sun visor like this, then put the visor down, but keep it cracked open slightly like that, so you're not getting that rain going into your eyes and into your face, because believe it or not, it can actually hurt. having heavy rain droplets crashing into your face, even if you're doing like 40-50 mile an hour, it can be fairly painful. So yeah, that's the way to avoid getting hit in the face by the rain. You could wear some sunglasses or something like that as well if you don't have a sun visor. That might be another thing, or maybe just a pair of goggles might be a good idea as well, kind of like the off-roading goggles, the enduro goggles, that kind of thing. Well, maybe if you have an enduro helmet anyway, that might be a good idea. But riding in the rain, you don't have to adjust your riding too much. Obviously, if you've got like quite a lot of rain and things and the roads aren't drying up, I mean, you can clearly tell that the roads are wet, then your braking distances are going to be a little bit longer. Alright, you're going to have to increase your braking distances by a little bit, not too much, maybe by 10-15 meters or so, just to be safe. You can still obviously emergency brake and what have you in the rain. I mean, motorcycle tires are pretty damn good, street tires are pretty damn good at handling wet conditions. I think one of the most difficult things is that whole adjustment that you need to make, because at the start, roads can get quite greasy when it just starts raining, when all the oils and things start coming up to the surface as the rain and the water gets underneath them. So at the start of heavy rain, you're probably going to have less grip than after a few minutes when the roads have been soaked and a lot of those oils and greases and things have been almost washed away, if you like. So that's just one thing to keep in mind, you guys, alright, when you're riding in the rain. If it has just started raining, then adjust your riding quite heavily, but as the rain sets in and as the roads get wetter, then yeah, you should be able to ride mostly normally. I think one of the biggest issues with the rain is it's just not fun. You know, riding bikes, one of the best things about riding bikes is leaning into those corners, putting wheelies, things like that. It's quite difficult to do that kind of stuff in the rain, and you have to be either very brave or mad or crazy to be trying to get fat lean angles whilst the roads are quite wet. But yeah, that's the biggest issue for me, is that it's just boring. You know, the whole condensation thing is one thing, but if you are able to keep moving, then it's not an issue. It's only when you come to a stop is when you're going to have some of that condensation building up. But of course, most helmets as well, they should have vents to help with that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's not the biggest issue for me. The biggest issue is certainly that it's just not as fun. You just can't have as much enjoyment riding around in the rain as you can do in the dry. And you know, that's pretty obvious. But you know, I mean, conditions like this where the roads are wet but they're not crazy wet, you can still have a decent time on it. And for me, come hell or high water, I'm going to be riding into work because I don't have to worry about traffic. I don't have to worry about traffic jams and congestion. I can get past all that fairly easily and get home at a very similar time frame as any other day. So, you know, when rain comes out, that's when drivers have a habit of really slowing down, and it's kind of annoying because most drivers will overcompensate. You know what I mean? Like they'll overcompensate like how much they need to adjust their driving, so they'll drive very, very slowly, and that's fair enough. You know, if you're not a very confident driver, not a very confident rider or road user, then yeah, by all means slow down. But when lots and lots of people are doing it all at the same time, it does get quite frustrating. So being on a bike means that I can get past those people and I don't have to worry about those people. But yeah, you guys, I don't know. I don't like riding in the rain, but at the same time I'll do it. I prefer riding in the rain than having to drive around in the rain, and especially coming in and out of work during rush hour and all that. This is a far better experience for me than driving. Okay, I'm not going to get wet or what have you if I drive. Some people don't like being wet. I really don't mind. But remember, again, you can just get rain covers. Rain covers for your trousers, for your jacket, for your bags. So again, you're keeping yourself perfectly dry. I got long hair, so my hair does get wet usually when I'm out riding, but that's not a big deal to me either. So I don't know, for me it's not a big deal, but people do make a big song and dance about the rain, and they will absolutely categorically will not ride out in the rain if they can help it. If they have a car that they will drive, then they will take a car instead, even if the rain is like this, where it's not really that bad. To be honest, I've ridden in much heavier rain than this. And I mean, okay, so rain isn't an issue. One of the issues is the wind. The wind usually comes with rain. Wind can be quite difficult to handle, especially if you're on the motorway and things. If you're having to ride down a motorway, that's something else that you need to consider. And it can be quite frustrating if you're riding down a motorway when it's raining and windy, but also when it's cold. So today it really isn't too bad at all. I don't know what the temperature is. I think this bike might actually have an ambient temperature gauge. I can't remember. Let's see if I can bring it up. That's trip 1, trip 2, revs. Okay, maybe not. I'm sure it does. I'm sure I've brought up a temperature gauge, but it's not that cold today. It's about 15-16 degrees. Perfect temperature for riding. You're not getting too warm, you're not getting too cold. Even with a little bit of rain, you're not going to be too cold. But gloves, unless they're leather and they're waterproof, then you know, when clothes start getting soaked, that's when you're going to start getting cold, especially in the winter months. So if your commutes are any longer than half hour, 45 minutes or so, then maybe try and get as much waterproofing as you can to try and keep yourself warm. Because that's the one thing I hate the most, is when my hands get cold. Because I struggle with the controls when my hands get cold. My hands, they go numb, they get quite painful. My hands certainly suffer the most when it comes to riding in the cold, and especially the cold and wet. So that for me would be perhaps the only time I wouldn't take my motorcycle to work for commuting. And that would be if it's very cold and it's wet. If it's wet and it's dry, you know, it's not actively raining, then I'll go out, I'll take the bike. But if it is actively raining and it is very cold, or it's snowing, things like that, then yeah, I won't take I'm going to take the bike in those scenarios. But you will get some riders that will do that even in those extremes, and fair play to you guys. I suppose if you have all the equipment, then it doesn't really matter. You know, if you've got the waterproof, you've got the heated gloves and the heated grips and all that, and you're kept nice and toasty, then yeah, it's not an issue that you need to worry about, is it? But I mean, I don't know, I do have leather gloves and stuff, quite thick gloves that are waterproof and all that, but I still get quite cold and things. So yeah, not the greatest time to be riding in the wet, in the rain, but it really isn't too bad. I mean, the roads are a little bit wet, but let's see if I can get a bit of a wheelie going. Yeah, I've got enough grip to do a little wheelie. I'll see if I can do a bigger one. Let me go around the corner here. Let's see, here we go. Alright, here we go. Yeah, not too bad. So there's still enough grip to do little wheelies and stuff. You might not be able to get the best wheelies in the world, but you can still do it. That's one of the things I love about this bike. It loves to wheelie. Absolutely loves to wheelie. And I can't stop doing them on this bike. Every opportunity I get to take this bike out, I'm just practicing wheelies. It's so good. See, all these roads are very dry. Woo! Lots of fun, lots of fun. I love it, man. I love this bike, and it's got a very nice upper rev ceiling. 14,000 RPM might not sound like an awful lot, but it's getting up there close to kind of like the super sport variants of this bike. But it gives you plenty of headroom to get that front wheel up off the ground. See, this is what I'm talking about, you guys. I don't want to be stuck in all this crap, especially when it's raining, because everyone just goes so slow. So incredibly slow. I got this driver to my left that doesn't like the fact that I filtered either. See, that's the thing, people get so frustrated. They hate it. They hate it when I can filter and they can't. Woo! Oh, it's great. It's great. Let's slow down a little bit. Come on, bro. Hang in there. You with me? Oh, great times, you guys. That's the thing. I managed to find ways of having fun on my bikes, even when the conditions aren't perfect. And if you can do that, if you can find yourself smiling in these kinds of conditions, then you will be happy in any road conditions. You know what I mean? Come on, Mercedes. There we go. Ride review coming soon of this by you guys. I think I'll have it out ready by next week. I've been quite busy recently. I was at my cousin's stag party over the weekend, so I didn't get any chances to shoot any videos then, unfortunately. I had every intention to. I took my H2 down there, but it's just, you know, when you got to get somewhere on time, and it's a bit stressful getting there and coming back, because it was about 2 hours away. It was a 2-hour ride, and I just wanted to make sure I got there on time and make sure that everything was all right. You know, and I trying to fit a video in just didn't seem like the right thing to do, and of course I was a little bit hungover on the way home. Now, to be fair, I wasn't that hungover. I was just really tired more than anything else. Alright, let's see if I can filter through here. I did notice all this earlier on my way into work. Unfortunately, it looks like quite a bit of traffic is down this road. It goes all the way all the way down to the crossroads as well, right at the end. So yeah, not the best, but you know, this is why I take my bikes, even when the weather isn't perfect. I'll still take a bike. And it's like absolutely can't for whatever reason, I'm still taking a bike. Yeah, see, what are you doing all the way over there, mate? Blimey, in the middle of the road, in between the lanes. Have you guys seen those videos of those guys that just go like ridiculously fast whilst they're filtering in gridlock traffic? Oh man, talk about taking risks. That is crazy. Very impressive, but I wouldn't do it myself. Got to be careful of that GoPro that's sticking out to my right. So I'm trying to stick as close as I can to the vehicles on the left, so I don't hit the 360 on anything. But this is absolutely perfect. This is the perfect scenario for, yeah, this, you know, even though riding bikes in the rain just isn't great, it's not the best experience in the world, the fact that I can still do this and get myself home within a very similar time frame to what I would do normally. You have got to watch out there though, you know, when there's massive gaps and drivers, they do try to switch in lanes. You got to try and get yourself clear of those hazards. But this is great. This is fantastic, and everyone here has probably been waiting around for about 20 minutes. These people at the front of the queue, yeah, have probably been here for a while. And this traffic's been here all day, and this is probably the worst time of day to get stuck here. I don't even know why, to be honest. I don't know what they've got going on. They must have roadworks or something. Woo! See, this bike can thread through a needle, the eye of a needle, man. It's great. It's a great bike, this. I absolutely love it. It's the perfect combination between nimbleness, power, and again, like the spec sheet. Yamaha have a habit of making the spec sheet not look that great, but the riding experience itself is very positive. So I'm looking forward to doing an upright review of this bike. Can't wait. Can't wait to really show you guys what the fuss is about here. See, you've got Scooter Rider here that doesn't want to filter for some reason. Some people aren't confident doing it, and that's fair enough. Right, let's see here. This is the direction I need. Oh yeah, they got a lane cut off that way. That's probably why. Just leave me enough room to get through, mate. Leave me enough room. Woo! There we go. Nice. Should be, yeah, plain sailing from here. See, it's in these moments right now where condensation does have a habit of building up when you're sitting there waiting. But as long as you keep moving, you'll be alright. Well, in conclusion, you guys, does riding in the rain really suck as much as riders say it does? Well, in the conditions that we find ourselves in today, absolutely not. There's a slight trickle that's been coming down all day, and the roads are actually really dry now, which is lovely. On my way up to work, they were soaking wet, so it's nice that the roads have dried up for me to have a bit of fun on the way back home. But I mean, one other positive thing actually about rain is that it makes it easier seeing oil leaks and things like that on the road, because they start shining. They have like that rainbow kind of shine to them, which you don't always see if it's a dry patch of road, you know what I mean? Or maybe if it's being covered by a manhole cover or drain, something like that. You won't necessarily see it, but in the rain you'll see it shimmer. Oh, this bike's good. But you let me know down in the comment section below, you guys, if you are an exclusive fair weather rider, and why. Tell me why you like to just ride when the road conditions are near enough perfect. Let me know down in the comment section below. But yeah, those of you who ride out in the rain, who are hardcore, Let me know why you do it. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'm curious, you know, because I'm one of those guys that, for the most part, doesn't really care about weather or road conditions. If I can take my bike, then I probably will. It has to be quite extreme before I say no to take a motorcycle anywhere. But yeah, you let me know what your limits are down in the comment section below. But as always, please go ahead, leave that like, hit that subscribe button down there and that notification bell so you don't miss any more videos from us. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, leave us a comment to help boost this video in the algorithm. But thanks again, everyone. You guys, you take care, you ride safe. We'll catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.